皆さん、グーテンターク、こんばんは。お元気ですか？ちょっといろいろ操作しながらやってるので、はい、インスタの方も始まりました。こんばんは。ティム is here. ティムがいるよ、ここに皆さん。はい、ティムということで。Welcome everyone. こんばんは。ということでですね、早速今日もやってまいりました。皆さんお元気ですか？ありがとうございます。こんばんは。ということで。はい、ちょっと焦りましたけれども、今日はですね、スペシャルゲストもたくさん来てるというかですね、スペシャルゲストというか一緒にね、やるんですけれども、はい、今日はですね、ちょっとエリックをね、呼んでますね。まずごめんなさいね、エリックさん。はい、エリックさんいました。
Hi, everybody. Konnichiwa, konbanwa. Hello,
こんばんは。
everybody. Welcome.
はい、ということで、いつものエリック、はい、出てきましたけれども、まずですね、元気もりもり、はい、元気もりもり、今日も私が日本語に訳して、はい、いきたいと思います。I have to translate everything! イェーイということで、皆さん、はい。あ、上に書いてある。なんかすごいクリエイティブになって自分で作ってるみたいですよ。Special guest, Janice.
Special guest, everybody.
Hi, Margaret from Canada.
Hi, Margaret.
Oh, great. Margaret starts seeing 369 a lot frequency. So great. Thank you. Thank you, Margaret. Wow, すごい. So many, very international. Wow, cool. Who is he? エリックパディア TV. OK. こんばんは。はい、皆さん。すごい。もうね、90 people ですよ。90人。はい。ハイテンションですね、今日ね。はい、お久しぶりです。皆さん、こんばんは。ということで、アーカイブ残るのでご安心ください、皆さん。
Minasan. Hello, people. You can imagine we got a great show for you today. We got Tim the wonderful man, the man who's seen things that nobody has ever seen. Well, almost nobody. At least he's seen 100 of the things that none of you have ever seen before, which is quite possibly an amazing thing. Yes, Mochi Tim, Samamomo, nice, hello. And then we have Janice, right? We have our favorite girl, Janice is here.
ジャニスも来るんですよ、皆さん。なんと、もうすでにですね、
なんと。
とかね、90日講座の方はですね、ジャニスさんのティムの、マーク解除を受けて、すごい大変化が起こっていらっしゃいますけれども、そんな形で今日はですね、皆さんに、はい、ジャニスとティムを、はい、ここにお呼びしたいと思いますが、まず、どうしましょう？最初に、in the beginning? Oh my god. No.
Well, how many so far? Where? I don't see the numbers.
112.
Wow, nice. Good number. 112.
Yeah, cool. So then
let's start. Should we get them on here? Should we get those lovely guests on?
Yeah.
So all of our fans out there can get to know Tim and then even Janice, and we spread the love and everybody can get that all shift happily now. All shift happily now. Woo!
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, Tim. Welcome, Janice. Thank you for showing up here on
Thank
our
you
beautiful
so
cast.
Wow. Good evening. Oh, thank you. Good evening. こんばんは。
Kumbawa. Kumbawa is good evening.
Kumbawa means good evening.
Yes, and Genki des means how is everybody? Like, how are you?
How are you?
Okay. Well, we got to learn some Japanese, Eric.
Right? Genki des. Genki des.
Genki des.
Mhm.
What's that mean?
Like, how are you?
Oh, okay. Well, I've been watching some Japanese documentaries. I'm so excited to go to Japan. I learned so much about Japanese camping. I didn't even know that is real. I thought I saw that in the animes when Japanese people go camping and fishing outside. But apparently people do that. It's real.
Yeah. And Pokemon also real.
Yeah. Pokemon also is real. Everybody's got a Pokemon in their garage.
Pocket monster. Everybody has pocket monster. Real monster.
Yeah.
Just kidding. So,
Just kidding. Like you have to say just kidding to saying that somebody has a Pokemon, huh?
I mean, they are monsters. So we do camping. And Japanese
Nice.
dogs are working.
Can you hear the dogs? I feel like
Didn't-
people love dogs in Brazil, and the dogs just love to bark, especially when my mic is on. So we
Hi,
just have to deal with
Monica.
it.
Nice to
Monica's
see
here. Hi,
you.
Monica. That's so cool. Yeah, see, we got some people from Germany here. That's super
Yeah,
super
huh?
sweet.
モニカはね、ドイツからです。すごい嬉しいですね。
Sagoi, everybody. Those are good words for you to remember, Tim. Sagoi.
Sigoi, what's that mean?
Wow.
Like, wow. Yeah. Sagoi.
すごいね。皆さん、wow ね。Dogs are,
Mhm.
my dogs are the same Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not even her dogs, though. Those are just the dogs that are outside around her neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And I tried to move. I moved to a different room because I'm further away from the street,
The
but
street.
you could still hear it.
Yeah, yeah. You got a
そう、
great
これはね、
microphone.
ジャニスが飼ってる犬じゃなくてですね、ストリートドッグでございます。すごいね。
Yeah, and Tim, if you didn't hear that, she does mark clearing. She does for people like us. If you don't know about it, she has a specialty. Her and Nochi are working together, removing marks, which are this it's like a contract, we could call it, in another dimension for people who don't realize why their life isn't working out, and they got like their blocks, but they can't really find out what the block is. And so we've just kind of I'm a part of this, call it a mark. And then they just kind of go in with her and a couple other women that they're all working together, like 4 people. Is it, Janice? 4 of you?
Sometimes. So it has been historically, but we've shifted a little bit now. So it's
Right.
me,
So it
Melissa, and
depends.
Richie.
It depends. So it's 3 or 4, 2, depends on the thing. But then there's a group that's working together to remove this mark. And people have been having really amazing experiences. Some really, like right after the mark's been removed, people are having like amazing dreams, like where they're getting like literally like dreams where somebody comes up to him like a gargoyle or something and hands them a contract, and they have gold, and they're like saying, hey, if you take this or don't take this, you can have a better life. And then they're like, no. And it's really like been having a lot of people. Go ahead.
After I got mark clearing, I met the reptilian was looking for me. That I was hiding in my house. Then he didn't find out. But it was wow, amazing.
Oh, usually they can smell very good.
In the dream.
In the dream. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
okay.
wasn't a real, she wasn't really being followed by a reptilian. Not like
okay,
you.
okay. Well, yeah, you know. You know.
Yeah, you know, in your daily
You know.
life.
You have WhatsApp, right? With reptilian.
I did. I should tell that story so everyone
I want to
knows
see
what we're
it, yeah.
actually talking about. So I was in an official event at one point, and you know, suit up and all nice, and someone approached me. I was this guy. He was looking at me the whole time, you know, like with a strange look, and he was tall. I'm 6'5", so I'm quite tall, and he was probably at least 7 feet tall, and came over to me and was staring at me. I was looking at him too, and then he came over to me and said, "Are you a chameleon too?" And I that was apparently like one of the secret phrases they had in his group to check with each other, and I said, "Yeah, I'm a chameleon too." Because I thought it's a philosophical question, you know. It's a kind of a strange opener line anyway for people, you know, to just come over and say, "Hey, are you a chameleon?" So I said yes, and he said like, "Oh, good," because I got like 14,718 credits already, and that was the moment for me where I was like, "What is that guy talking about?" And that was the moment for that guy. I could see it in his face. It took like maybe 7 seconds or so until he was like, oh, he apparently is not part of my group. He understood my question wrong, but there's something about him. So apparently he belongs to a class of beings, reptile beings, can change their color like octopus or like chameleons actually.
Mhm. Right.
And then using psionic and psychic manipulation to make people think that they are humans. And we became somewhat friends. We exchanged WhatsApp numbers, and but then he's gone after 3 months because they can't stay on the planet for too long. They're basically rogue beings on the planet too.
So Tim, I have a question. After Nochi
I think
translates
Nochi has
this,
to translate that.
yeah,
Eric.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I said. After she
Ah, okay.
translates this,
I have to translate. ティムさんがですね、いつものように、as always ね、with suits
we
いつもの
should
ように
have
ス
our
ー
own
ツ、
little private.
いつものようにスーツを着て、パーティーに行ったそうです。で、その時にですね、ティムさんもものすごい背が高いんですけど、もっと背が高い方がですね、ティムさんの前に現れてですね、ちょっとじーっと見て、あなたもカメレオンですかみたいに聞いたんですって。で、なんかわかんないけど、いや、カメレオンですってみたいなことをティムさんが答えた時に、で、彼がですね、なんかこう、自分はいくつのクレジットを持ってますって言ったんですって。もう本当にそのレプテリアの間での何人かこうお金の
No, it's okay.
お金
Go,
の
go.、
単位みたいな感じなんですよね。で、それでティムさんが何のことかわからないから、はてなっていう顔したときに、あ、こいつは違うと思ったらしくて、で、話が変わったんですけど、で、彼とね、ちゃんとWhatsApp も交換して、でもその数ヶ月後にもういなくなったそうで、なんかもう何ヶ月も地球にいることができないみたいなので、それで去っていったっていうことで、で、カメレオンっていうのはやっぱりね、シェイプシフトなので、レプテリアの人たちはね、なのでそうやって体を変えていくっていうことなんですね。はい、
Nice. Good. So, Tim, the question: when you were looking at the guy, you said he's 7 feet tall, right? So, were you like this?
No,
Or was he?
rarely.
Or was he able to Was he able to make himself look small? Or how?
No,
how was
they
it?
don't. No, I mean he was. Well, I'm here, and he's like kind of like here. So, you know, it's not that bad that I was like looking up, and he's not also like 7 feet. It's within the range of what humans can be, right? I mean, it's kind of unusual.
Pretty big, yeah. It's pretty big.
Pretty
I mean,
big, but it's not 20 feet or something where someone is
No.
like, oh, that's unusual.
so what did you say? You're like 1.90 meters?
Can you change into centimeter?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm beyond 190, and that guy was approaching 2 meters, something like
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
which can happen, you know. It can you can
Yeah,
meet people, you know, but apparently these reptile beings, so it's an interesting situation. I want to make that clear for everyone because these situations happen. We do now have people on the planet who observe what's going on the planet, you know, military forces, way more equipped than 50 years ago when they had no idea who's coming in and out. But these people, or this specific species, comes in disguise. They manipulate some stuff. Not that they started the stuff, it's just their business, you know, it's the stuff they do. They take stuff from people that have no idea, because humans have no idea what's going on. They are not prepared psychologically too.
Right.
And then they leave after 3 months because they apparently there's something about, you know, not wanting to be detected, and also something about the Earth reality and gravitational field that makes them leave after 3 months. But they have a rental house, they have a car, they have WhatsApp, and then they off they go.
Who sets that up though?
They're basically pirates, if you want to, you know, if you want to call them. Who sets up pirates? They do.
No, like I figured, like you said, they have cars and houses and things. They must have some kind of connection.
They do that themselves. They have like, you know, I mean, they're pretty smart beings. So when they apply for jobs, regular jobs, they you know, they have rental houses and so on. But after 3 months, they're just gone. That's just.
But maybe they have a connection, right? So, you know, like connection that maybe they, like a special company run by reptilians.
Oh, I don't think that's a clever remark, but I think it's really random stuff. They basically come here. They because the jobs they choose. That particular guy, he was working in some computer company stuff. Or CEO. He had his own company, and it's only like for 3 months, and then off they go.
And so the credits, I mean, you have to translate, Nochi, but the credit thing, you said about credits, they must get some kind of payment from somebody, right?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not 100% sure about the details. So that is something, because it's basically considered criminal activity. So I'm not,
Okay.
I never fully asked that, but apparently they come here. It's the first time that I learned about the galactic credit at all, because I didn't know that existed at that time. Apparently there's a big currency out there in the universe that is called the galactic credit, and it's based on gold, it's based on technology, and certain achievements that people do. So it's a very interesting and complex currency compared to human.
We could say that Bitcoin and stuff like that is the predecessor to these maybe credits, right?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, they're backed by by gold, by information, by certain experiences, and by technology. So it's a different setup than digital currencies are backed by nothing, just numbers basically.
Right.
So there is something behind that, and it can explain what happens with like the ancient. What's going on?
Nochi needs to translate. She needs to translate.
Oh, she has
Yeah,
to
I have to translate. Me.
Yeah. We gave her like 16,
why are we doing that?
16 pages. She's going like,
I have to
okay.
translate everything. Sorry, it's okay. It's okay. Just Okay.
Give a
Everyone
summary.
hasn't heard the translation yet. It's like, why are they doing this? Yeah.
Excuse me. So I need to translate.
Okay.
She translated. Thank you, Kazumi.
Kasumi's there.
そう、ゴールドの資源をベースに、通貨みたいなのが、そのね、ギャラクティック通貨っていうのがあってですね。で、ティムさんもね、その時に学んだっていうことなんですけども、資源が一番の、価値があるものなんですよね。ものすごい資源が価値があるので、それをベースに通貨が作られていて、で、そのね、ギャラクシーでもそうやって通貨の形であるそうですね。はい。
Okay, so now where do we go from there? So what's your best way to contact? Yeah, to make contact. What you learned, what was the first way that you made the first way you learned to make contact?
Oh my goodness. I mean, according to my parents' stories, there was weird stuff going on in the in the backyard in my child days and so on. But I think the first time to make contact, in those programs, you're being introduced to these things gradually, because they want to test your psychic.
Ability.
Psychological
mental stability.
Mental capacity. Exactly. Yeah.
So that when you get in contact with a super high energy, that you don't lose your shit, right?
I think it's more about like how does the person react to something like that? Do they run out and become unstable, or do they even like do something that is not cool for the agency too? So that is basically the spoiling. A lot of people who would see something like that, they wouldn't keep silent. They would run to someone in order to talk about it. So that's
that's what I meant by they lose their shit.
That too. I mean, that's
another common thing.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I guess that's the way that contact happened for me. So basically, starting with papers. You know, I was translating stuff from Latin into German, and then there were certain phrases that were indicating that they were talking about reptile beings, which is interesting because the document that I was translating, I think it was the very first time that I ever officially in the project came into contact with that. The document was a Latin text, so it took me the whole weekend to translate that. Without Notchi and without AI, but I translated that, and it was talking about the ancient Greek society and some of their temples. And the person who wrote the text was heavily describing this reptile beings who were involved with the building of the Acropolis, talking about their snout, their tail, and so on. And this is like one of the entry or gateway documents that you would get, because it's basically, you know, a historical document, but it can also be just nonsense that people would strongly dismiss, you know.
Right. So it's kind of a challenging thing. They like give you certain levels where they give you certain levels to test you to see like, oh, is he going to freak out on this? Is he going to? So Nochi, you can translate that, because people are saying that they'd like to hear his story. It's interesting, but they don't have translation.
It was, you know,
A long time ago. Oh, okay.
最初にね、ティムさんがその ET に出会った時っていうのは小さい時ですね。小さい時にも出会って、で、まあ、ちょっとずつ近づいてくるっていう感じですね。どういうリアクションをするか見ながら、それで、大丈夫ってなったらどんどん近づいてくる感じで近づいてきますってことですね。で、最初にティムさんが、何か翻訳をしたそうなんですけれども、その、何かのドキュメントがあって、それをドイツなのでドイツ語に翻訳をして、その時にですね解明していったって。でその中に何かの建物を作る時になんかこうレプテリアンみたいな爬虫類系のものがいたみたいな、そういうものがねどんどん出てきたということなんですね。で Tim,
yes.
Yeah, Tim, Tim, talking about the buildings, like buildings,
Like
something.
Architecture, the architecture at this time.
All the time, in Japan also, you know, oldest temple in Japan. There is a statue looks like a reptilian. You know,
I saw that on one of your posts on Instagram, right?
Yes, I can share the screen now, you know, this one.
Yeah, and just while she's sharing the screen, Janice, didn't you hear like when she was speaking Japanese, it sounds like light language at some points? There's like
light language. This one.
Wow.
Foliage, you know, like a foliage. And yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's very similar to this picture that we had of this kind of alien that swam in the water in Japan, where they put up those signs, you know?
Kappa.
Yeah,
yes.
the kappa, this flat head, kind of almost a little bit like rectangular shape.
You know, 法隆寺のレプテリアン。kappa?
Yeah, I'm looking for the picture if I can find it here.
Yeah, I mean, we got to be open for these things. They're happening on the planet. There is people in place that try to take care of these things, but ultimately they are happening, and they will continue to happen, even with high security. There are always leaks and ways to get into, you know, certain systems, and even, you know, they're not bad people, even though they're like rogue and pirate beings, but they take advantage of beings that have psychically no idea what's going on. So preparing people, I think, is one of our duties and you know, responsibilities.
Right, because it's really like 99% of the population. They're unaware.
You said it's like taking candy from a baby, like literally.
Probably easier.
Probably easier, yeah. Because people, they have no idea, and the psychic abilities of these beings extremely strong. So there's no way that a random non-trained human could ever defend themselves against them.
Like I know one interview I was listening to, a guy was saying that it was possible that they was talking to a being that was able to speak to you, but as they spoke to you, you would forget right away what you were talking to them about.
Yeah, I spoke about that too. I actually learned a trick from them, several party tricks that I don't actually have a use for, but apparently very nice for people who are like, pirating and illegally interested in illegal activities. They, for example, have this ability to talk with you and kind of like filter out everything around this. So basically, we were standing there with 3 people, or maybe 4. I don't fully recall, but at least there were other people around us at one point, and he was directly talking to me and said, "The other people can't hear us," and I was like, "How in the world is that happening?" And I mean, it was, it's not my typical type of friendship, because he was like trying to prove the point, turned towards one of the other guys and said the meanest stuff and the most insulting stuff that you can think about, about
Somebody in their in a first time
it was
meeting.
really, 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 really nasty stuff. And that guy was like, "What? Sorry, what?" So, and I was like, "Wow, that's pretty impressive." So what they actually do is like they use the psionic field in order to compress the sound wave that is directed towards someone, which you can train apparently, and then everyone who's around that, it sounds like almost like at a cocktail party, like these the mumbling. Exactly. A little bit
Yeah.
like what's that, Snoopy or Peanuts or something,
Yeah,
right?
the Snoopy's.
Light language.
I think that was that dirty line, not the dirty one. What was
Oh,
his name? No, she needs to speak.
Translation time. Translation time. Translation
it's gonna
time.
become a running gag, everyone.
Translation time. そう、そのね、ET の方ね、ティムさんが会った時にですね、で、ものすごいサイキック能力があるので、ティムさんだけに聞こえるようにコントロールできるんですね。ティムさんって他に3人くらいいたんですけど、その ET はですね、ティムさんだけ聞こえて、他の人はね、本当になんかこう、曇りがかかったような形で、声がしっかり聞こえないみたいな、彼だけに聞こえるようにするっていうね。すごいですね。Wow. Okay.
Okay, good. So next.
That sounded really interesting. I want to know what she just said.
She said exactly what you said, but it doesn't need so long to say it.
I'm speaking light language now.
You missed out on the good parts.
I'm speaking light language. Can human learn to do this? Yes, I think so.
Oh, 100%. Everyone who's like, everyone who's getting into psychic training, starts slow. There's like other stuff that is more important. I've learned the stuff on the go just as much. Janice and we had a talk about Portuguese and other languages. Picking up on certain things is just can happen. But I haven't found a real reason to apply these things in a practical, non-rogue, non-criminal activity so far. So I guess there's more important stuff than certain other things. But I learned some party tricks. I learned how to hide away. For example, they have this trick where they compose or compress their energy field so that they basically can stand somewhere and you wouldn't see them in the room. They are there. You just if you would be attentive, you could kind of like break that, but kind of like they moved into the background, like almost like a wallpaper. It's a nice party trick.
I've done that too. I have that ability.
It works. It works. But what do you use that for, Eric? Unless you want to rob a bank or something.
So
right?
what you can use it for is if you're in a club and you're dancing and you don't want to have people bumping into you and stuff, you create this field around you, and then you have this space where nobody bumps into you or bothers you.
But the thing is, when I'm in a club, I want people to bump into me.
Okay. All right. Well, I like a little space when I'm dancing.
Don't translate that.
I have to translate.
Look, you can also, be shielded and from the police, and then you can speed. You can go a little faster, or you can not have the updated license plates. I mean,
See, that's the way of illegal stuff that you can definitely
It's a
do.
criminal mind. You can tell Janice has got a criminal mind.
with the Mark series, you have to be the better criminal.
Yeah.
My client had bumped into the like extraterrestrial car 2
Oh
times.
yeah, I remember we talked about that.
Yeah, she said in front of her, the extraterrestrial was driving with orange car. Then, but it was weird, and she tried to see him. Then he telepathically said, "Oh my God, she found me." then this car like disappeared. She said, "This car suddenly disappeared." She saw 2 times, like
She saw a car that disappeared.
yeah, in front
Yeah,
of.
apparently she was picking up on the frequency of the being inside the car when it was driving.
Yeah,
And then she
yes.
bumped into it. I think she said she bumped into it, and then it went like, who did this, whatever. And then she was like, oh my God. And then he went, oh, she could see me. And then he disappeared.
Yes,
That was kind of what happened in the English version.
Yeah, thank you so much. I spoke right language.
Yeah, I mean, these things happen, and it's something that the point of that is there are beings on the planet, and there are
Yeah.
certain beings, that have a tendency. If you said criminal mindset, yeah, they have a tendency to take advantage of people who are not fully informed, and I think that is something. When we do the workshop in Japan, we talk about third eye opening and activation and so on. So just getting into that habit and training a little bit. These beings already, it's almost like hand wrestling with a gorilla or something. That's because they are very psychic beings, but ultimately just having an awareness and knowing how to at least not tap into certain energies. I think that's something that we do in September.
Or at least to become aware of those energies. Yeah.
Okay, translate Japanese. そうね、そうやってですね、私の生徒さんもね、宇宙人が運転してたオレンジの車が通って、なんかおかしいって言って彼女が見ようとしたらですね、やべえ、見つかったっていうね、テレパシーで声が聞こえたんですって。で、その車がバーンって言って、彼女を追いかけようとしたんですよ。消えちゃったんですよね。それ2回あったっていうことで、そんな形でですね、ものすごいもういるんですよね、いっぱいね、この宇宙地球にね、たくさんいて、で、ティムさんと、ね、今度ですね、9月に、サイキック能力開花のリトリート、9月に来ますので、このね、ものすごく。
In a short time, what could you teach somebody, like in 1 or 2 days? What could they come away with when you taught this kind of psionics awareness or psychic abilities? If they were to join a course with us and stuff.
I love that question. I think what we're going to do in September in Kyoto and Tokyo together is raising the awareness. There are these UFO truth and realities all around us. They're happening. So teaching people what is actually going on, because they will not ever learn that anywhere else. They will not learn that on CNN. They will not learn that in Tokyo TV or something. Learning what's going on. Then tapping into the ability, something that you're going to do with third eye opening, is just seeing these things, because it's all a big trick. It's an illusion, If I'd known better back then, if I had known that there are these beings, maybe I would have picked up on something being weird in that situation, So that is definitely something we can do.
すごいですよ、これは本当にそう。
No, yeah, that's you. Yeah.
すごいです。ティムさん、もうティムさんからどうやってサイキック能力を開花するかっていうのね、本当にどこでも教えてないものですよね。で、政府の政府でやっているもの、そしてそれをですね、まさにティムさんがすごいいいことでございます。これ。
はい。
Monica from Germany is saying she loves also happily now Japan.
Great.
It was
Oh,
nothing official. It was just something that I did. Well, I was playing around yesterday when I got into the Canva stuff.
yeah, that looks like that, Eric. But it's a very colorful background. I mean, I definitely enjoy that.
I thought it should be something that makes a little bit light and fun and, you know, a little bit of robot, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of love.
Yeah.
Janice,
Also, I was thinking that one way to prepare the public for not being tricked is the mark clearing, because there's especially this part in it that is the telepathy protections contract, so that they can't tap into you and show you lies.
Right. That's the Sovereign tree, right? The prayer or whatever. What was
No. That it's
Oh.
the telepathy contract that I created that I
Okay.
put on people after they have the mark cleared.
Mm-hmm.
And this also is helping your students open their third eye more fully, because now they don't have all of the interference that the dark or those kind of beings were doing.
exactly. After I got my clearing, I could see more. I could channel more accurately, and and my student also, more energy. They got more clear message and more clear like energy healing and more clear vivid dreams, and through dreams they receiving clear message that your ability is getting, how to say, developing more.
Yeah.
Mm.
And with that, with the shielding contract that goes with that, or the shielding protections, the dark, any dark reptilians, any gray angels, they have to show themselves to you. If you have that clearing and protection, then you can see this in front of you, whether it's 3D or astral dream state. It's pretty incredible how this is all working together.
Yes,
Go ahead,
yes.
Nachi. Translate.
Translation. 今ね、ジャニスさんと一緒にマーククリアリングっていうのをやってるんですけど、マークの解除っていうのは、もうまさに闇との契約をほとんどの人がしてるんですよね。違う次元でとか過去性とか未来性とかで。で、それを解除するんですよね。で、解除した後に、解除するってことは、今まで入ってきたいろんなメッセージみたいなみんな受け取ってるんですよね。気づいてないけれどもテレパシーで受け取ってるんですね。そうやって闇からのメッセージとか本当に違うところからのメッセージを受け取って、でそれに従って行動することでなんかうまくいかないとかで、なんかこう闇のね、そのダークの中に入ってしまうみたいな、こう繰り返し起こる、なんでいつもうまくいかないんだろうとか、なんでまたこんなことが起こるんだろうっていうことがどんどん起こってくるんですけど、マークを解除した後に本当にそのつながりがきれいになるんですよね。工事とのつながりがきれいになって、もっとチャネリングできるようになるし、もっとはっきりした言葉も聞こえるようになるし、そしてテレパシー、変なもののテレパシーが入ってこないようにするので、さらにですね、サイキック能力を開花していくし、どんどん成功していく。私自身も受けた後にもっと見えるようになるんですよね。実際にその闇レプテリアンっていうのは分かるようになるし、何が影響されているのかっていうのも分かるようになってくるので、生徒さんもすごいね、エネルギーヒーリングがどんどんできるようになって、マーク解除した後にね、すごいこう取れるってことですね。ついてきたものがね、膜が取れてしっかり見えるようになるっていうのがあるので、ものすごくそれも重要ですね。
Okay. So the next question with this would be like, what is interesting might be is if somebody like the pirates that you, this being that you made, if they could bypass this kind of mark clearings, because what most of the time is happening is that most people have a contract with these beings already from this higher mind state, right? To be bypassed, because they can be manipulated, because you said sometimes, I think, and we were speaking before about that they're able to bypass because they already have a contract, but they've manipulated the yes and no to the contract by offering a kind of a, we do this and you do this and then you get that and then it's okay. Is that kind of a clearing? Does everybody understand that as a question?
Yeah, if they don't
Okay.
have the clearing and the protections, then their galactic authority thinks that the contract is valid because it appears that it was made in a valid way, but it's
Right.
completely invalid because of the way that they got the being to sign the contract. So you have to remember what happened and be shown the truth, and then you can choose differently. So then you can choose not to sign the contract, and then you're choosing the light and not to
The dark.
be manipulated by the dark.
Yeah. But again, manipulation is always such a tricky word because people are always choosing, and even though they're choosing, it seems like a manipulation. So this is a really fine line, I would say, right? Right, Tim?
Yeah, and interesting. I mean, we're getting a little bit into the philosophies, and on certain levels, I would agree that there are certain, certain contracts. There are certain beings out there who also get in touch with beings because something in the future will open up a certain contract. So
Yeah.
sometimes, right? So the being in the human or whoever experience something that is kind of like shaking them up, but it gets justified in like maybe 100 years or 500 years or 10 years from now, and that is
Right.
kind of like the way they reach back to people and do some stuff.
Because humans are working on a forward linear path,
Linear,
and
yes.
outside of the universe, they're working on consciousness, which is able to transmute or bypass the linear timeline.
Yeah, it is kind of like a gray zone, unfair kind of thing, because it makes sense, right? It makes sense. The human has given his or her acceptance to the situation, but that happens
Right.
maybe 10 years after the situation occurred, or maybe 100 years, maybe 1,000,000 years. Who cares in those numbers, right?
Right.
And then Nochi goes
Nochi.
back into
I think
timeline
Nochi has to.
dimensions.
Translation.
That.
So, I remember everything. My translation skill is getting, better and better. ジャニーさんがね、そのマークの会場でどうやってやるかというと、皆さんが、マークを契約をしたときです。闇との契約をしたときに、戻って、あなたは光の道を選びますか、闇の道を選びますかっていう聞いて、で、光の道を選びますと聞いたら、そのマークの解除、ね、契約解除が始まるんですけれども、そういう形でね、やってますね。そして、ティムさんがおっしゃったのは、いろんな、今、例えば、今ここで、マークというか何かのいろんな契約があるんですよね。いろんな契約、その闇との契約だけじゃなくて、いろんな契約があるんですよね。例えば、いいところの、宇宙のね、いい宇宙の存在との契約っていうのもあって、で、例えば私だったらライトワーカーとして働きますみたいなね、その契約があるんですけれども、で、それでチップを埋められたんですよね。で、そういうのもなんかこう、今起こったけれども、例えば小さい時にチップを埋められた人もいるし、でもそれは将来的に、こういう活動するからもうチップを埋めたってもう契約してる。なので、時間軸っていうのがあるから、私たちにとって過去とか未来になってるけど、宇宙全体で言うと、今ここに全部起こっていることだから、ここで契約しても、ここで契約しても一緒なんですね。契約したいと同意したみたいな、そんな形ですね。うさぎの耳。Oh my God! Tim, we were talking about rabbit recently.
Yeah, last time, rabbit ears.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the talk with Janice and Nochi and myself, we were the three
rabbit.
Rabbit-keteers or something.
Well, now it's 4.
Oh my God! 4 rabbit.
Come on, Eric, you got to do it too, so people can take a screenshot. There we go. Screenshot.
Prosperity.
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 I
What?
can't wait for Japan, everyone. I'm very, very excited for that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that they have these little boxes of food that you get when you on the Shinkansen and such.
Ah,
Bento box.
Bento box.
yeah, bento box is it's so good. Very good. Everything.
Not
That's
If you're
excited.
Tim,
Not as excited.
Tim is absolutely not excited about bento box. I wasn't either when I was in Japan.
You were excited too, Eric?
No, I said I wasn't very excited. When I went to Japan my first time for modeling, and I was there for 3 months, and I had bento boxes nearly every day for lunch, and it was disgusting.
It's disgusting. Why?
I don't like this colored eggs and chopped things and pressed pieces of whatever fish and
Oh no.
But last time you were very enjoying with Japanese.
Yeah, when I went with Nochi, we had a lot of soba and we had these tempura, shrimp tempura, and a lot of vegetables, and it was amazing.
Yeah, one of the ideas that is
gyoza.
still in the room is that we might do a dinner tour with selected people from Japan too.
Yes.
Right?
In Japan.
Maybe you can ask them if they have a recommendation for a good ramen or restaurant place.
Yeah.
Oh my God, ramen is everywhere in that place. You don't have to. You could just stand. You can go to the worst looking place in a hole in the wall, and you get the best food. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
Like you're standing on the street and someone comes with a ramen bowl and just hands it over to you, and you're like, okay.
No, that's when you go into the 7-Eleven. You get that.
7-Eleven convenience store.
I've seen them. It was spectacular for someone from Germany who didn't even know that there are shops that are open at nighttime on Sundays to go to Tokyo and see a 7-Eleven. That was so amazing for me. Like that.
Yeah.
They even had mangas and other stuff in the 7-Eleven too. It was
everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get everything in Japan. 24 hours. You can go anywhere and get stuff all the time. What was that one Alibaba shop we went to? What was that one Alibaba shop? Remember? It has everything.
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote, yeah.
At 7-Eleven, this number actually, I start seeing a lot of 7-Eleven 117. Then
in the
this
beginning,
number guided me towards spiritual awakening. Actually, this number.
Well,
7-Eleven.
Actually, you were spiritually awoken. Dun, 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 and then you started to see numbers. That's how it works.
Yes. 7-Eleven. Wow. So, 私たちにあれですね。そのワークショップ。
So right now everybody's watching Tim. He's looking at a Japanese screen and he's watching Japanese and looking. He's trying to get translations.
I'm at the Don Quixote mega store in Tokyo.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
You can buy everything. Gucci bags, and you can buy freaking sex toys. You got the whole ranges in this place. It's crazy.
Wow.
Everything,
Yeah.
And 24 hours. Crazy.
24 hours, so you can go at after midnight?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
In Roppongi, so many people.
Yeah.
And all shops are open, and even hair cut, and even
No way. You can go to barber at like 2 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah. Nail shop and massage.
Yeah. Massage all night long, and then massage.
Yeah.
Massage all night
until
long.
5 a.m.
Eric is fun on a life. Well, the whole world is...
Everything's here. The Japanese people, they love it. You can't get it because Nochi has to translate it. So a lot of it just kind of moves through the peripheral.
そう今皆さんもう六本木とかね24時間やってるとかね朝の5時までやってるねそういうのを今話してるんですけどものすごく楽しみっていうことでそして、ワークショップの後にですね、 一緒にお食事に行くというね、そういうのも今考えておりますので、本当に9月にね、京都と東京で、
We have a talker.
ぜひぜひ、はい、興味のある方ね、まだね、募集してませんが、一応念のため、そのあたりは開けておこうっていう形で、ね。
September, yeah, September 2025. It's within a few months. I'm very, very excited. Maybe people can comment if they have some cool ideas for us to what to
Check
visit.
out.
Yeah, what to check out. Just comment.
And it's my birthday month, so if anybody wants to do anything for my birthday,
When is your birthday? When's
The
your birthday?
29th.
Of September?
29. 29, we already
We're already
back
back
already.
from Japan.
back
Then.
from
Yeah.
Japan, Johnny.
But
We can do it
we can do a meeting and celebrate your birthday
Do midnight
afterwards.
haircut all together.
Yeah, I can cut hair.
Not a lot.
Not that's
like
that's all the typical answer when women go to the barber, like not a lot, only. And the barber goes, yes, 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 and then he's
the whole thing is off.
And everybody wear suits, right? Like a team.
Yeah, did you see? I noticed I started to wear more dress-up shirts and
yeah,
more
you
like-
look a lot better than the
Oh,
first
thank
time.
you, thank you.
Suits up. Suits up.
I dressed up at the last one too, but I didn't really have much to say during the last broadcast, so
The
I
the
just
Japanese
look good.
one or the English one? Because you were on, you both were on the English community live as well. A lot of people that don't speak English might not know that, but we do that too. It was pretty cool. What's that say? Not you.
She translated into Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
And thank you for being with us again. Because I
yes,
remember-
Yasko always translate into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like a groupie.
She lives in. Isn't she living in the US or something?
Yes.
Canada,
Yeah.
US. Yeah.
US.
Good
yes.
memory.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a very special workshop that we're going to have because we go into a lot of stuff that people should know and learn about ETs, about the psychic world, and yeah, doing that together with you guys, it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, we're very funny. That's
Yeah,
nice.
and one of our things we wanted to do is hook you up with Janice so that you could meet her, so that you could bring her onto your all shifts happily now in the English version.
Oh, that is Janice.
That's yeah.
Yes,
This is the
Janice.
real
Oh,
introduction
now
that
it comes
I
full circle.
offered.
Now. Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Was so talented psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the one I told you about, and then I gave her your contact, and then she wrote you, and yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm still finding the way to answer all my messages. I'm done with projects for this year. I think I filled up.
Janice found out that I'm feline.
Oh, interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
I love doing Nochi's records, and she's an angel.
You
Aw.
too. You too.
I mean,
Eric, what are we gonna do now?
I don't know.
I think we should compliment each other.
How much credit can I have?
Nachi always has the color of my
Green.
Draw. Yeah.
Yeah, this jade kind of, or it's a lighter color. It isn't actually being 6 color, but it's.
Yeah.
Oh, did I ever tell you my story about being 6?
No,
Tim?
please go ahead. And Nachi has to translate.
Yeah. So
So long.
there's.
Please, short.
Yeah, I'll make it short. Tim has met this being, a collective called Being 6. And when he was talking about it, he told me, or he spoke about the color and stuff. And then I did some research about Being 6 and its color. And then I was watching Tim on Gaia TV, and he was explaining to Howard, I think her last name is Howard. Anyways, she was asking the color, and it was like the same color of inside of this cup that he had, which was a teal green color. And so I started to look at this teal green color and started to use this light that Nochi got for me or showed me. It's a darker green color.
Oh,
And anyways, it was like a more of a blue green, like his background that he has in his area there. And so me and Nochi were doing energy work on one Thursday, and I was talking while she was speaking and doing the meditation. I went in and started to talk to being six myself, thinking, okay, I'm going to start communicating with being six on my own, even though I don't know what it would feel like or something. I just started to imagine this box, that you put yourself in, and I started imagining that my room was compressing and that I started to see this energy moving around in my room. Anyways, so we were doing this energy work, and I was sitting there and we were in the meditation going through the different chakras. And then I said to myself, are you here? And then in the text on the translator, it said, be light. And there was nobody speaking.
Oh, that's cool. Oh
And
my
I
God.
wanted to talk to you about it and say like, oh, is something like that happened to you? And I thought, oh, I'm just making this up because I saw this translation, and I thought, nah, maybe there was something, but nobody was talking at the time. So it was
Wow.
interesting.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah, that sounds good. Be light.
Be right. Oh my gosh.
Do you think that's a double meaning? Because it can be light, but also like light?
It was Beelite.
Lite. Oh, that's a weird spelling. That's
Oh.
an interesting. It's bee light, like almost like a honeybee.
Oh.
Yeah, almost. But it was. Go ahead, Nochi. What are you
I
saying?
remember that
Keep it short, though. Keep it short.
Keep short. You helped me.
Yeah, and I helped a bee the other day. I'm a bee, a
Oh,
big,
you
huge
helped a
bumblebee, yellow
Yeah.
one, flew into my window, and then it fell down onto my floor, and I picked it up and I took it outside and I put it onto a flower inside the garden, and then I watched over it, and then in the evening I put like leaf coverings over it, and then it died. Obviously, had no more energy, but it was interesting. That was the bee light was there, and the bee, and then I had a lot of it like meditations where I was looking and imagining that the Being Six collective was in the room.
Wow.
It was interesting.
Maybe
Yeah, I
this.
love that. People are tapping into that more and more. It's a fascinating, and it's a beautiful collective too. It's very, very positive too. But I'm wondering how.
Yeah, and
how
I
not
also
to do-
did this with it. I was like, is this Being Six here in my room? And then it was starting to spin, and then it started to go into the yes form, which it's doing right now.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, that's a good thing.
So
So you're using the pendulum technique in order
I use
to
the
contact
pendulum.
people?
Well, I checked to see if it's in the room, the energy of it, and I think I'm just kind of, I wanted to talk to you about it to see if there was some way where I could do something to actually connect better, maybe one of your party tricks, or I don't know.
I have another.
Go ahead, Nochi.
Yeah. My guide is now green extraterrestrial. Green looks green,
But he
but
has
nobody knows.
antlers.
No, he doesn't have antenna.
Oh, okay.
But Janice channels this extraterrestrial, and another channel also channel this extraterrestrial. That this being is my guide, and I asked him to show up in my dream recently. Then he showed up in my dream, but I didn't realize that this is my guide. But he was green and he was exercise doing like this, like in my
The
dream.
exercise that I do.
Yeah, exactly. Then the exercise.
Tim, are you okay? Should we catch you up?
I'm
Janice, do you
trying
need some
to.
catching up?
So Itsumi, someone from the chat asked me. He said he can't be in September with us. So I tried to post my website because he said, "Is there anything else? Yeah, is there any online workshop with Tim because I can't be in Japan at that time.
There
Yes.
we go.
Oh, thank
There
you
you
so
go,
much
Tim.
for posting that because I tried to post it and YouTube was like, you can't post your website here. And I'm like, and then I tried to find workarounds, and the YouTube AI was still like, I know what
No,
you're
no,
doing.
no link, no link. Yeah, I remember that she asked, then I try to catch up.
It's a
Yeah,
she.
Yeah.
It's a she.
yeah.
Yeah. So everyone who's interested in that, there's a lot of stuff on there. We do some. We go to Mexico. Italy is fully booked. I got all my people for Italy, which I'm super excited. What's that?
Chinese.
Yeah,
Janice.
I was going to ask about if you still had that last room, but it sounds
Oh
like
my goodness! We just gave it away. The funny thing is, I waited because I have massive applications, but they were all single, and I was waiting. I thought I'm gonna open up this stuff for couples, and apparently there aren't many spiritual couples except Eric and Nochi. That works pretty well apparently, but other than that, there isn't many spiritual couples. So basically now people come with their moms, which I haven't thought about, but it's such a beautiful energy. I believe. And right after we gave away all the tickets, people then came to me and said like, "Is there still tickets?" And I was like, "No." But yeah, that's definitely gonna be a cool thing. Well, who knows? Next year maybe we all three meet in Italy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, or even Germany.
Germany too, yeah.
You said because there's a great energy area for being 6, you said, and we could go on the equinox time.
There is a gigantic megalithic structure in Monica is actually, she's in the chat, she's living very close to that. And people do not know and I'm going to tell Monica's reference here so people know she's living like in that area close to it. She can take the bus and go there. That's how close she lives there, and
Wow.
she had no idea. It's like living next to the freaking pyramids, but having never heard about the pyramids. That's how secret the whole stuff is because of the stuff because of the tradition and the secrecy.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. And how far away is Monica from Munich? Monica, how far are you from Munich?
8 hours, 6 hours.
6 hours.
6-8 hours, yeah.
Oh, so far away.
So far away. So far away to go to some super special psychic area where nobody knows about. Oh, so far away.
Let's not go then. What she's saying, I'm going very often. Well, that is 50 kilometers for the excellence stones, not for Munich. Munich is further away.
Yeah, but you have to go at a special time. It isn't always happening, this energy field, or it's like, what did you say? It's the equinox, and when else there was another time?
Well, whenever the equinoxes are occurring, then the energy flow it's a very interesting thing to go to actually. So for everyone in our Japanese community who's going to Germany, go visit that. It's very secretive, but it's open. You can just go there, and they have different things. They have a sound chamber that apparently the government has locked, so there's like you can't access that, but they have this sound chamber where people were definitely working with sounds. You can feel that when you speak into it, there's like almost this very weird bubbly echo. And they also have down there the only portal that I've seen in Europe. Like you can see it. It's like a sarcophagus. It has the shape of a human. So it has the head and the bottom part for the legs and so on. You can place yourself into it. It's a whole stone thing that looks like a cannon. So it's shooting directly into a certain star constellation. And on top of that, there is this chair where someone can sit in order to navigate the energies too. So it's a weird construction that it's so obvious in the face. Yeah.
おー、すごい。
Man, so I just wrote Monica to give me her address, so I'm going.
Eric, stop. Eric, stop.
Time to translate.
Translate time.
Translation.
Oh, I forgot. すごい、ドイツにですね、ものすごいパワースポットがあってですね、もうドイツのその政府もそこを囲んで入れないくらいにしているようなところがあるということなんですね。うわー、そこに行ってみたいっていう話を今しております。すごいね、ありがとう、ありがとう。サウンドチェンバーとかヨーロッパでの唯一のポータル、人の形のそんなものもあるみたい、大砲なものを宇宙に飛ばすみたいなそういうのもある。そう、ありがとう、ありがとう。うわー、すごい。うわ、ちょっとこれ行くしかないですね。We should go even.
Oh, thanks, Tim.
Hey, Monica, I'm coming to visit you. I need your social security number. And the
Thanks,
credit
Tim. I make this banner for All Shift Happily Now, and then this is the idea that you have about me. Thank you.
No, I was just kidding. Don't get people into posting their addresses online though.
I wasn't gonna say to do it here in the thing.
Oh, okay.
Later, Monica, you can write me through
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah. Just don't put it on YouTube, Monica, please.
YouTube, okay.
No, and later we'll get the exact place from Tim, because she says she's 50 miles from the place.
Kilometer, yeah, like 20 something miles, yeah.
50 kilometers, so.
It's huge. It's comparable. It's also on one line with the Stonehenge, which everyone knows. And when you go to Stonehenge, I don't know if you guys been there, but when you look at it, it's not that spectacularly huge. And compare that to the Excellent Stones in Germany, they are gigantic. They are literally gigantic, like huge.
Wow. So in Germany, everything.
Well, in Germany, this spot is there that he's talking about, where they connect, where you can go in and at this special time connect with the collective being 6.
Yeah. Which they obviously have done. You know, we have certain spots all around the world where people have done these meditation things. We do know that being 6 has connected heavily to the Asias, especially India, for example. There are certain spots where people, you know, very much connected with them. And I had a contact protocol with a very good long-term friend of mine in Germany at that specific location at the Excellent Stones at the Equinox too, and it was visible. So we made the protocol together. We called it them in, and this, for me, it's like this blue light that is appearing, you know, a blue crisp light, and he saw that too. The interesting thing is the human brain is interpreting the stuff differently, and he was seeing a blue being that came to him, and the next day it was mark shattering for him. It was so life-changing. Next day that I came to his house, he had all these posters everywhere that he printed online showing all these beings that humans have everywhere with blue skin. They have them in India, they have them in Sumeria.
Oh, like Krishna.
Like Krishna. Yeah, he was printing Krishna posters and Vishnu posters and Sumerian statues, and he was like, that is what appeared. And I was like, yeah, that is them.
I thought like sorry, Arcturian, no?
No. It's actually just Tim saw an energy field of a pattern of this light. And his friend was saw a being structure, like a kind of a
Yes. Wow.
Has this shown up in Brazil? Because I know there's a really strong place, I think it's called ziggurats or something like that, that they have a lot of strong vortexes.
Yutori is doing a great job translating these things. I just put them into the Google Trans. Thank you so much. That's so helpful.
Yutori.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that Brazil, apparently, like through meditative state, like Eric explained previously, you can make contact. But I think what's super interesting for people is having a visual statement, and that only happens 2 times a year when through the equinoxes, everything is pressed together energetically on the planet, like almost like pressure points. So these realms get closer to each other, and you can make physical contact. So visual contact, not physical, but visible contact at certain spots around the world. Not only Germany, but also Germany and India, and I bet Japan too. I just don't know yet.
Sure, because there's ley lines everywhere. They are going all around the world. So
Yes. In Japan also, like a ley line. English. Ley line. Then this spot we have big temples.
Yes. And
yeah,
there's a
usually
reason
there's
for that.
big architecture or some kind of sacred architecture that's there that's actually amplifying. When they had the pyramids set up and there was the energy running through them, they were the people from Atlantis were using these energy ways through the architecture, through the Stonehenge, through all these places where the ley lines were going around the earth, and they were generating this stuff. And yeah,
That's so right.
they're
It's so important to
everywhere.
note. Yeah. Also, I
And
hope
this is the
Victoria's
crazy
gonna
thing.
join us in Japan.
The crazy
She's
thing
doing a
is
wonderful job.
the people are going to get this kind of information when they're with him, when they're with Tim and us. They're going to get all this kind of information if Nochi can channel it fast enough. I shut up.
Yes. Eric.
Oh, that's a nice screen.
This screen looks like I had a like an extraterrestrial played with me behind my eyelid. This looks like this sign showed up actually.
Eric showed
I
up.
am psychic. No, the
Eric
sign.
screen, looks like this showed up. Then the ET came to me then in my ear like a tick, 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 tick. Then I understood what they said. Okay, I'm ready. Then I went to another, like a dimension, another place. So they showed me like Eric's screen.
Ooh.
Yeah, and this ice cream signs. So it was.
So they knew Eric
ice
is going to
cream.
be on Canvas, on Canvas soon.
No, they were guiding me on how to make it. What to
Oh.
make.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody, everybody's always channeling. It doesn't matter what's happening. You're always channeling information. So whether you're conscious about being a channel or if you're only just focused and then you get energy information, inspiration is channeling, right?
Yeah.
That's a good remark. Yeah. Absolutely
Yeah,
true.
so
I think a lot of people think that their consciousness and their awareness is inside of them, and it's only them. In reality, everything and everyone receives it from another source.
all
anyway.
over, because
All
it's
over, yeah.
well, they're receiving it because they contain it all. Each person is an individual universe, right? And so they're containing all the information, and when it's being processed like our heartbeats, when our heartbeat, it goes out and it touches everybody else's heart.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really amazing thing that we're all connected in such this deep way, and this is the main thing about your topic, all shift happily now. We are all shifting. Happily is a choice.
Exactly, that is the choice.
Yeah,
and now it's like the moment when we want it, because we could. I mean, we are definitely all shifting happily. The question is when, So making sure
now,
that it's happening
now. It's always now, right?
we are in the time of shifting right now, and I think it's apparent right around the world. So many things are happening, and a lot of beings, especially those that prepare for these things. They have a better time. They have definitely a better time on planet Earth than people that might just blindly follow what's happening in media, politics, and other places. Yeah.
Right.
And that's where we come in. That's where we can make a difference. And now Nochi comes in and translates.
So,
We are making a difference. Not that we can make a difference. We are making a difference. Translate, girl. Translate.
Man, this is a lot of fun. This is
yeah.
really
Japanese, please, Japanese.
Japanese. What's translation in Japanese? Like the word translation, so we can.
How do you say the word translation in Japanese?
通訳。
Tsuyako.
I heard many people, Nochi, translate. Okay. So, 忘れちゃった。I forgot. Okay. I forgot. そう、今ね、次元上昇ね、本当に今、起こってますよね。で、もう本当にこの瞬間、すごい皆さんの覚醒してって、どんどん次元が上がっていっていて、この All Shift Happily Now の Happily っていうのはもう幸せにっていうね、そういう意味も含めて、起こってるっていうのとちょっと幸せにみたいなね、そういうのを合わせてね、かけてます。本当に今のこの瞬間もね、どんどん次元上昇してて、今ね、社会、ニュースでもね、いろんなことが起こってますよね。そういうのもその一部ですよね。次元上昇のね。はい。
Hi. And then we should also get Janice in here a little bit because she hasn't really had too much talking time. So Janice, you want to tell people a little bit about what you do, and you have a website too, and what you offer, and with Nochi together, you guys are doing the mark clearing. So maybe you could just share with everybody your beautiful abilities and skills.
Wow. Well, I was just really enjoying getting to know all of you even better. So, the things that I enjoy most are interpreting dreams. I'm really, really good at that. And I have this thing that I do, which I'm going to introduce it when we do the meditation, is I can bring in the galactic partners, integrate a piece that has been forgotten or missing from each one of us while I do meditations. So that's just the thing that's popping up for me right now. That's exciting.
Great.
And of course, working with Nochi in my business, the Dharma Vita, on the mark clearing is a high impact activity that we do that doesn't even take very long, and people receive excellent benefits from it. So that is just exciting me, and I feel like it's fitting in very well with what Tim has experienced too.
Yeah, Tim has got a huge wealth of knowledge and also experiences, which is not what a lot of people are talking about stuff or have read or do interviews, but Tim has actually got hands-on physical contact, physical meetings, and has been kind of like a unicorn for humans. I mean, we don't even know if he's really a human. He could be synthetic.
You know, I'm still in the room, Eric, right?
Well, some rumors, if they're started, they have truth to them. Where do they come from?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. You're a real human, 7.5 feet tall, and sometimes invisible. But yes.
At least I have papers. That's important.
Real, and he gets credits.
Credits. Yeah,
all you people coming to the seminars and everything, you're going to pay Tim in galactic credits and me and Nochi in Japanese yen.
Yeah, I'm definitely making the better deal. That's 100% sure. Because human currency isn't very reliable, I would say. So, yeah. But I mean, the thing about that is like a lot of the stuff, the thing is, a lot of people assume ET contacts and they have these very fixed ideas of they're all going to be great, they're all going to be angels, it's all super nice and sweet. And then a lot of people have these very weird ideas of it's all, demons and bad stuff, and so on. And none of that is completely true. It's like 95% of beings that are very nice and socially acceptable, but then you have like on this plane of existence, at least, you have 5% of beings where things can get quite rough if you don't deselect them. And I think that is something that we need to teach people, how to deselect the ones that people do not want and how to select the ones that people want.
Right. And that's always coming in and tied in with Janice's mark clearing that could help actually remove a level of screen or like a filter so that people can open up their senses, their psionic abilities to, kind of at least get an idea, because it's like what we're dealing with is like going in the rapids and trying to swim upstream without a paddle or something,
I love the idea to be able to deselect. Yeah, and when you can see clearly, when you don't have the illusion anymore, you can't be pulled into the simulation, then you get that choice where you didn't have it when you were born, you were veiled, you didn't have the access, or you didn't know that you had the access to all of the tools that these other beings have. But with those protections and that clearing, you know who you are and you know who they are too. So it's you even out the playing field.
Yeah, I think on one level, Tim, right? You do kind of give it a certain edge to it where you have it, but we're not even close. It's like first graders playing against college students in basketball or baseball or something.
Yeah, I mean, depending on who people are meeting, then there are very, very, very psychic beings in the universe, at least. Not all of them appear on the planet, and the good thing is that the planet itself, which a lot of people might not know, but our reality field, this reality field, is like a protective layer in itself too, because it has certain effects on beings that are here. You can be, like being a super psychic being, there is still some type of slowing down on this planet just because the way that it's set up. And that works in both directions. It works for the good beings. It works for those beings that, try to take advantage of that.
Take advantage. I also thought too that it's so we have the galactic kind of federation and these different federations that are not just a couple, there's literally thousands of them because there's just so many beings out there, and they've all seemed to come together with Earth being such a unique, I don't know, maybe the Earths plural because there's so many of them in multiple dimensions, right? Each person has created their own world and universe, so that's 8 billion universes and worlds right there. And then on top of that, you have another layer of just whatever a person's creating in their life in a lifetime of the worlds that are transpiring in this time, right? So how do you pinpoint that Earth tone or Earth presence, and some level it's all being protected by the Being Six collective and other collectives. So it's a really unique place that we are and we have here on Earth, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the question if it's 8 billion planets, it depends a little bit on the psychic abilities of one person and how much they choose for some stuff. Because there's still millions of people on this planet that literally have no idea what's happening. And they probably need our teachings and our workshops more than anyone else, but they probably are the last ones to wake up. So everyone else has to up level so that they can too.
Right. It's really a kind of a special thing. So it's just whoever it can tap into that and who's looking for that awakening process is fortunate to be drawn to our energies, and we're lucky to have them in our energies that we can share our knowledge. So time for
translation.
す
ごいですね。もう本当にもうサイキック能力を開花ねしていくっていうことで、もう本当に皆さんに これからですね、その9月、うん、ね、お会いできるのをすごい楽しみにしています。本当にたくさんの、ね、ここに、はい。ある次元ではしっかりと守られている世界、サイキック能力のある人、そうでない人、少しずつ目覚めている人、それぞれで変わってきています。うん、ありがとうございます、やすこさん。ね、もう本当にそんな形でですね、皆さんのこうサイキック能力を開花して、うん、ね、止まってしまった。うん。すごいことが起こりますよ。私たち、このグループで、ね、いろんな、この彼が持っている知識、そして、エネルギー、私たちのエネルギーで、さらにサイキック能力をね、開花していくことができるので、ぜひ皆さん、はい、9月ね、楽しみにしていてください。
はい。Good.
はい。可
So,
能性は無限ですね。
what do we got to share down here? Is there anything else we need to share? Maybe the next broadcast, when it's going to be? We're at 1 hour and 26 minutes or something, 29, 26.
Every 7th, we're gonna meet together and have fun here in
Yeah.
Japanese.
In
And beyond.
Japanese. Kind of Japanese, kind of translated, kind of.
Eric and I am gonna learn some more
Yeah.
Japanese along the way.
And then we have our meetings with Tim every 25th of the month.
Only in English, though.
Only in English, but everybody's welcome.
Everyone's
Because Nochi's
welcome.
gonna,
yes,
Nochi's
yes,
gonna
yes.
be there.
Maybe, right? Maybe.
Yeah, we have different people, but we have this also happily now family, which you know, I count you in. So yeah, absolutely, let's do it. And you've been guest like in the last 2 months, was spectacular. So everyone who can speak English, everyone who now understands me right now, please come to All Shift Happily now on the 25th on Tim Tactical, the YouTube channel.
Tactical です、皆さん。
Tim Tactical.
もう、
Yeah.
only energy, you know, if you don't understand English, you feel this energy, then people start, you know,
Yeah.
Attuning. They're attuning. People, they'll up level their energy when they sit with us in our group, and when we're, especially when we're laughing, because laughing is one of the highest energies and the transmitter of helping people's vibrations raise.
I want to
It's
tell a
healing
story.
energy.
Oh, sorry. Because
Go ahead,
Eric
translate.
because Eric is,
Tim did.
yeah, because we were talking a lot, and I think that rounds up the whole thing. Because Eric, you said something so beautiful right now about laughter, which is it's so much a healing factor in the universe. You know, being six at one point told us when we can laugh about a situation, there's no way that we can be angry about it or something, because we are in a different tuning. You know, in the very moment, the Greek philosophies always said like. Any tragedy becomes comedy. It can become comedy.
Right.
So something that, and we talked about reptilians. We talked a little bit about the shady parts of stuff, and maybe that particular species because they've chosen that path anyway. But I want to quickly tell the story about how we met, how we got contact with the reptilian species. Through they came through in Italy last year, and they were about comedy. So I wanna quickly give like a counter experience of the shady stuff that's happening. We were in Italy. We're doing these contact protocols every year in Italy and see what's coming through. Last year we had the Galactic Federation. 7 people were speaking through us through a little device that we have. And also at one point we had reptilians coming through, and they had no interest at all in using the device that we had. They were directly going into the consciousness of one person that was sitting in the room. And she started speaking with a different language. We could see while we were dialing into the stuff, we could see that she was like, you know, starting to shake.
Yeah. Like going into a channeling state.
Yes, she was like, something is happening to her. And suddenly she also, started to speak differently, which was very, it was very interesting, and these reptile beings, they came through, very bold beings, but they said like they don't want to be misunderstood and put into one box with every other
Right.
character of the universe. They said they want to shift happily too, and their community, their life is a lot about certain types of music. They love to hook in and stomp, and they are creating, they take great pride in being like one of the most funniest species out there.
Wow.
And they made
Sugoi.
us laugh. What's that?
Sugoi.
Sugoi. I don't know what that
Wow.
means.
Wow.
Oh, wow, yes.
Yeah, sugoi.
So maybe Nochi, when you can tell the story. So it was like a counter contact kind of situation where they said like, we want to make sure that people on Earth understand not all beings. They actually said this one legendary sentence: they have big eyes, but they actually are okay. That is what they literally said to us. And I think it's a nice message to round off the thing, and then we can go into meditation.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, nice. Yasuko already translated.
Oh,
Yes.
she did. Okay.
Already.
In that little space right there underneath is everything he said.
Oh wow, she did it. Oh, this is so cool. We should ask if she got time in September.
Yeah, I thought too. Yasuko can.
She gets a free ticket, and then she has to translate for us. If
Yeah.
because she's doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Victoria.
ありがとう、Yasuko-san.
Arigato.
Janice is gone.
Yeah, what happened to her? Did you click her off or?
No,
There
it's
she is.
she clicked off her webcam. She switched it off.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
that's kind of wild because we want to go into meditation. There she is
Ah,
again.
there she is.
Watch
My
meditation.
computer was dying.
Okay. All right, everybody. So everybody out there in La La Land, we are 94 people right now, moving into the 3,564 people. We are
Wow.
going into a meditation state, everybody. We are going to be led by, who is going to lead the meditation? Tim, are you want to do the honors for us first, and you can take everybody into your kind of
I would love to. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, everyone at home. We tried in English, right? The whole thing. It's not going to translate.
Yeah, we're just going to go straight for your energy field.
Okay, cool. So even when people are not understanding English, they still will pick up on things. Just listen, just have your eyes closed wherever you are. Let's go into meditation together in Japan, all around the world, with people in Germany and different other people
Countries.
in different realities as well. So have your eyes closed and concentrate on my voice and concentrate on getting into the psychic state, which is a very, very natural state for humans and for other beings as well. We're all born with psychic abilities. So let's dive into that, and make this a happy shift altogether. And with each and every breath, let's focus on the third eye in the middle of the forehead. And with every exhale, let's bring and move some energies in the room. We can do that by exhaling through the third eye into the realm. And while we do so, let's focus on the reality that there are so many wonderful beings that are supporting us, that all want to shift happily too. Let's connect with them as well. With every exhale, thinking that there are psychic waves coming from the third eye, going into the realm, into the reality realm. And connecting to these beings that are all around us, connecting to all these wonderful beings that shift happily. And think of all the wonderful things that the universe is promising us. We are the universe, and we get to decide, we get to select things. We also get to deselect what we do not want. That is such an important and wonderful ability that we have, and that we need to train and to focus on. So make that very clear in the moment when we exhale and when we bring the energy into the realm, that we are here to have a beautiful experience. We are here to have a remarkable experience, a healing experience, an experience that lead us towards more and more and more love in the universe, accepting that that is the designated world that we want to live in and that we are made to be living in. Realize that we have a stable home in the infinity of the universe, that we are free to roam and go and visit and connect with whoever we want, and that we are free to connect and disconnect with whoever we want as well. So deselecting all the stuff that is not for our highest happiness, Shifuku, everything that we only select the good things and the things that help us shift happily forward. And even things that might appear chaotic in the first place, that used to be in our past, for example, just by realizing that we are shifting towards Shifuku, towards happiness, while we do that, all these things they make sense. They start to make more and more sense in our lives because now we realize that those things were there in order to bring us to a certain path, to a certain reality that we are in right now. And we can make it better and better and better all together so that we can shift happily together. And with that being said, I pass that to Janice.
Good. We are here. We are here. We are in the light. We are of the light, and we are bringing you closer now into this light with us, into this conduit, moving you up higher, higher still. We are bringing you into this space with us. We are bringing to you now this new understanding, this new piece of you. Handashikihimbara kari gohomarahati kihimbara tashindergahandara hakari tishindihi. You have not been aware of this piece. We are bringing it to you now. We are bringing you closer to love, closer to light. We are bringing this piece to you into your awareness now. Listen to your compass, to your guidance. You are here, you are in the light with us. We do not leave you. We have been here. We are waiting for you. We are here now. He andaraka, hiya, shihimbakandarasharaha, gently bringing to you this divine spark, this lost piece, reunited now within you in all dimensions, in all timelines. Closer now, closer to your mission. We bring you, we keep you in this sphere, in this light. Yandara shari kihimbora, yandara hakandara sha. That you may experience now this life, this spark that you have come to ignite. You are in your mission, you are aligned. You are with us and we are together. And thank you. I move this to Nochi.
Thank you. Thank you, Janice. That was powerful. すごかったですね。今、皆さんが宇宙空間にいます。皆さんの魂の破片が今、どんどん自分に帰ってきているイメージをしてください。いろんなところにいるあなたが今、あなたのところに集まってきています。そして、おかえり、おかえりと言って受け入れてください。今皆さんがどんどん本当の自分に戻っていっています。天から白い光が降りてきて、今皆さんのクラウンチャクラにその光が入っていっています。手のひらにもその光が今入っていっています。皆さんの体が今白く光り輝いて、粒子一つ一つがどんどん浄化をされていっています。カーボンボディからクリスタルボディに今、そしてライトボディに皆さんの体がどんどん浄化されて変容をしています。この変容を喜んでください。受け入れてください。ハートをオープンにして受け入れてください。今、皆さんのところに白くかったゴールドの光のシャワーが降り注いでいます。新しいあなたに今生まれ変わりました。
And now with my ability to awaken with the wisdom of words to people, the message is that you contain it all. You hold everything within yourself, within the environment that's surrounding you. And with this ability to bring in from every level, every dimension, to bring in the fragments of yourself through the awareness that you contain it all, to reassemble, to remember these fragments, these particles of yourself, of love, these expressions of joy, your ability to create and to expand and to tap into your abundance, your awareness. You are not ever in a lacking state. Even your lack is abundant. If you look around and you see, you are expressing lack in abundance, and you can flip that through words and transmute it and bring it back into yourself and expand your abundance, expand your love, expand your awareness to you are the shift, you are the path, you are the love, you are everything that you are looking for is contained within you. There is no place for any of this to go, and there's no place for any of it that it came from. It's all contained within you. It's what brought you here to this moment. It's what has enlivened you. It is what has rekindled this flame for yourself to be aware, to be awakened, and to come to these fine and wonderful people with such wonderful love and abilities and caring, to share their knowledge, to share their love, to share their abilities with everybody here, and those that watch it to share with other people and share and share and share, like a big rock being thrown into a very still pond. We ripple and ripple and ripple with love and more love and more love around the world, our universe, and containing us all in this love. We are all pulled together, and with that, we can all take a deep breath in and lock it into our cells, into every fiber, every particle of our body, that this is our knowing. We are the all that is. We contain it all. There's nothing that can limit us. We are ultimate beings. And with that, you can open your eyes and come to.
That was beautiful, Eric. Hey, let's do the All Shift Happily Now together with the community. Can you tell them what to do? That they have to say All Shift Happily Now so that we can bring that into the energies.
OK。皆さん、今から一緒に All shift happily now と一緒に大きな声で言いましょう。
Let's do it in 3, and 2, and 1.
And one.
All
All
shift
shift
happily
happily
now.
now. Japan.
I'm already doing this. I've seen that a lot in the Japanese documentary.
Peace, peace. Ooh. For loving
Oh,
it.
that was beautiful, everyone. That was beautiful.
So, that's so powerful, today's meditation.
There we go.
Here we go.
Wow.
That's what I was missing. Right there.
Yeah.
The magic.
How
The
can
Eric
I...
magic.
Eric
Dun, da, da,
magic.
da. Choo, choo, choo,
Ah.
choo.
How do you do that?
I don't know how to do this.
You just got to have that love, universal love. There's only one.
Love, love, love.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim, for
Beautiful.
being here. Thank you for sharing your love and your wisdom and your stories. And Janice, the same to you. Everybody, Nochi, thank you for setting up the platform and making everybody come and join us and expand their understanding, raise their vibration. It's been a wonderful experience. We look forward to everybody showing up next time and to coming to the seminars, to doing your clearing of marks, to coming in September, to people getting in touch with Tim and learning his stuff, to learning our stuff, to learning Nochi's stuff, to the stuff, to the stuff, to the stuff. We thank everybody for showing up, and we
see here
all...
on the 7th again.
Yes,
Yes.
on the
皆さん、
7th again.
また、来月の7日、ね、7日に行いますので、また来てくださいね。そして25日、毎月25日、ティムのところでライブもしております。
はい
全部英語ですけど、エネルギーがすごい。
はい
Amazing energy. Amazing energy. No, even you don't understand English.
You can
そう
feel it.
そして9月、セプテンバー、ティムと一緒に
Yes.
日本でリトリートするので、ぜひぜひ皆さんチェックしてくださいね。
はい。
ありがとう。Great
ありがとうどうぞ。
meditation. Thank you, everybody.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you, everybody.
Well, everybody, thank you for showing up. All shift happily now into your best awareness, your best selves. Janice, thank you for showing up for here. Nochi, Tim, and for myself
Eric.
to be here. Thank you very much, everybody. We wish you all a beautiful time wherever you are. And until next time, sayonara!
チャオチャオ。バイバイ。